Hey you, welcome back. My name is Yubi. I'm your astro-friendly Latina therapist, and this is Tarot My Becoming. We are starting off with Scorpio. Happy birthday, Scorpio suns. My cousin is a Scorpio sun, and I love her to death. She's hella funny. But anyways, we're gonna start off using the Sacred Oracle deck. I mentioned in some of the last videos that one of the things that I like about tarot is just how amazing the artwork is. If you ever get a chance to look at the artwork, I encourage you to just take your time with it. If you're picking out your first tarot deck, look at the artwork, read the box, ask for a sample. Like before you can buy it, you can actually ask, can I see the tarot deck? And look at the images and see if it calls out to you. That's how I ended up picking out my first one. I think I mentioned it last time. My first tarot was the Sun and Moon deck by Vanessa DeCourt. And it was just the image that just took me. But this oracle card that I'm starting off with, I love it. It just the native, the indigenous aspect of it, and the images are just so gorgeous. So I'll be using that for the oracle deck for the monthly readings. So these are monthly readings now for November. I'm also going to use the Light Seers. This is another one of my favorite decks. The artwork and just the storyline around the images, it's just, I love it. It's easy for me to pick up on messages and it just feels good. So yeah, get your coffee or tea ready. I actually have my tea right here. If you're joining me in the morning, this was actually a gift. My friend Sky, it was a gift to me this past weekend, and she's so lovely. She got me this cute little the blue. I just love the blue. I told her that my favorite color was blue, periwinkle blue, just dark blue, midnight blue. I just love blues, all shades of blues. But yeah, let's get started. Scorpios, what's the monthly message for you? Monthly message, Scorpios. How are we starting off the reading? Scorpios. The oracle card. If you're joining me for the first time, I am Latina. I am a therapist. I'm entertaining astrology and tarot for half a decade now. And this was totally not what I was raised with, right? I ventured into this world from being brought up on all sorts of denominations of Christianity. And so I was curious about why there was so much resistance towards coming from those around me about this world, and I wanted to explore that. But these are general messages, so if it doesn't resonate, don't force it. Just pick out what makes sense, and what doesn't, and leave it alone, right? Maybe this message isn't for you, and that's okay. I do jump outs. So those are the ones that I pick. And so I just figured whatever wants to come out will, right? The truth always comes out. Truth always comes out. I have been told by many that I do therapy differently, and I do. Some of my adult clients would tell me that all the time, like, you're different. You're not your typical. I'm like, I'm not. And I'm glad you noticed it. And so I integrate different things that traditional therapy just doesn't. But, you know, it's my own practice. So, yeah. But anyways, so Scorpios, what is the message for my Scorpios? What wants to come out? Come on. This deck is a little wider for my hands, so it is a little more challenging to try to. There it goes. Center. Oh, this is pretty. Center yourself. Center, take a minute to look at that. What stands out for you? That's one of the things that I enjoy about tarot, is that for each and every one of you, there's going to be something different that stands out with this card. But for me, there's definitely a sense of groundedness, right? Like the flowers around the heart. There's almost like this flame. There's a lot of flame. There's fire. There's definitely fire. So it's definitely Scorpionic energy here. The heart is on fire, but it also looks like a flower, right? The hair around it's like on fire, but it also looks like it's earth that's trying to ground this energy. Yeah, it's such a gorgeous card. Oh my gosh. All right, so I mentioned I'm using the Light Seers Tarot deck. The artwork in this deck is like amazing. But we're going to do a Celtic Cross for November. Scorpios, what is the message for Scorpios? The message for Scorpios around groundedness. Staying grounded. There's almost even, I'm looking at this card, the center card. There's something about her eyes. It's almost, it also reminds me of those masquerade masks. Like look at her face. There's like it's almost like the veil is I mean, that makes sense, right? That it's not a complete mask around her eyes, but it's the veil. I mean, I am recording this October 25th, so it is before Halloween and Dia de los Muertos, and so people say that around this time the veil is thinner. I know I experience more vivid dreams. They just become a little more vivid for me during this time. And so depending on your sensitivity to the energies around you, you may be experiencing some shifting. But you're Scorpio. You're naturally intuitive. And if you're not naturally intuitive, then that means that you're being called to learn how to be intuitive. So kind of keep that in mind. That one of the things that I've learned about zodiac signs is the fact that everything's on a spectrum. Everything's on a spectrum. And so how you take in the information, right? Take it with a grain of salt and still listen to it, still pay attention to it, but take it with a grain of salt, because depending on what your life experiences are and what you're learning, it's just the message is going to look a little different with you. And that's one of the things that I do a little bit differently, is how I interpret the energies and the way someone presents themselves. I try to avoid the binary, it's either this or that, especially with zodiac signs. There's very much this inclination to look at things like light or dark, right? No. I mean, yes and no. But anyways, Scorpios, I do a Celtic Cross. What are you starting off? Scorpios. How are you starting the month of November? What's in store for you? The month of November. What's in store? How are you presenting? Oh, there you are. How are you presenting? Ooh, the Magician. There's air energy, Gemini. Are you creating something? Are you secretly in pondering? Are you grounding yourself, right? We're looking at the overall energy of being centered. This is definitely giving me the vibes that you are trying to find your center, or have found your center, and you are boiling something. Are you creating something? Is there something that you're thinking about, ruminating? Like, one of the things I like about this card is the Magician has all of the elements. You have everything you need, right? We always have everything that we need. And it's just how you put it into practice. So, but if you notice, there's like this infinity with this card. There's something that's brewing, that's taking in all of the elements, right? If you think about it, There's water, there's earth, there's the air, and then the movement of it is actually fire energy, right, Scorpio? So there's definitely something brewing. So this is how you're starting off the month. This is how you're starting off. So what's crossing you? What energy is crossing you? What's your crossroads? What are you looking at? What are you needing to make a decision on, Scorpios? What are you needing to make a decision on? What's your crossing energy? What's your crossing energy, Scorpio? What's your crossing energy? Oh, your crossing energy. 5 of Pentacles. 5 of Pentacles. Feeling left out in the cold. Feeling stuck. Are you trying to create something and feeling stuck with it? I mean, remember, you have everything you need. Even this picture right here, the key is right there. To get out of this cave, this feeling of despair, this feeling of not being able to achieve something, the key is right there. You have that. So are there doubts coming in with you? Do you feel like you've been trying to create something and it's not working? What energy are you tapping into, Scorpios? What energy are you tapping into? What energy? What energy, Scorpios? What energy are you tapping into? What energy are you tapping? Oh, 4 of Swords, healing. Are you needing to ground yourself to heal something? I mean, it could be, this could be what's happening is the element of when we're healing, right? This is my therapy lens, right? When we're healing, there's always a feeling of, can I get out of this? When will it end? Right? And that's probably what this is. When will it end? You know, you're grounded, you're wanting, you're starting off as wanting to create something, right? Having all of the resources, but whether or not you realize that you have all the real resources, right? That's where this comes in. This crossroads of like, do I really have it? There's that internal doubt of, can I really do this? Can I achieve that? And that's actually promoting healing. You know, I heard Samuel Pond, a gentleman I befriended, a long time ago, said once, love is just pain that is retracted. And so if you think about it, right, when we're hurting, we retract, we go within, right, and we're trying to find our balance and before we catapult out forward. And so there has to be this element of, I need to step back, right? I need to heal what's being triggered for me, right? And the doubt of what I'm trying to create, right? I'm trying to create something, but I'm having doubts, and that's promoting healing. So that's the energy that you're probably in right now. It's just healing. So what's the untapped energy? What's hidden? So the untapped energy is potential energy. It's not necessarily energy that you're embracing yet, but you could potentially embrace it. So what's the untapped energy? What's the untapped energy for my Scorpios? Scorpios. Oh, movement. So sorry. I love how there's this flow of a story with tarot. Movement. Untapped energy is actually moving, feeling like you can actually move forward. And notice here's one of the things about the Chariot. If you look at other Chariot cards, there's a feeling of duality where it's going in opposite direction. The horses, right, are going in opposite directions. If you ever look at other tarot cards, decks, but this one, They're not. They're going in the same direction, right? And there's confidence in the movement of wherever you want to go. So this is untapped, meaning you have the potential to tap into this healing energy. And this is Cancer energy of nurturance, energy of supportive. It's a supportive energy, but it's also movement. So being able to tap into this so that you don't feel stuck, right? You don't feel in this five of Pentacles feeling. So I love that. I love that it's untapped. It's potential. So you just have to tap into it, right? All right, Scorpios, what do you, walking away from Two of Pentacles. If you look at her, she's unsure. She's juggling these two types of ideas. One is an actual idea. It's up in the air. And the other one is actually already created. So it's this juggling of our spiritual side and our grounded side. And so sometimes the feeling, if you look at an original Two of Pentacles, there's this imbalance of, not imbalance, but it's this juggling of ideas of something, right? You're juggling something, and in the background of the original, I think it's the tarot, which one? The right or raid? This one. If you have this one, look at the Two of Pentacles, because that one, there's the rocky, if I remember correctly, there's rockiness. The sea in the background is very rocky. So it's kind of like you're juggling. So you're walking away from this, right? You're walking away from this uncertainty, the jugglingness of different things, right? Let's see what you're walking towards. Oh, you're walking towards the Queen of Pentacles. Look at her. She's grounded. Look at the beginning card. Look at that. This is what we started with. Look at the similarities in that. Oh my God. You are walking towards peace. You are walking towards confidence. You are walking towards just being sure of yourself and what you have created, right? What you are creating. So there is no doubt that what you are creating, you are sitting in comfort, you are sitting in peace, in a knowingness, you know, tapping into that intuition, right? So that's what you're walking towards. So let's look at what the situation is. What's the situation for my Scorpios? What's the sitch? I mean, all of this is a situation, right? But let's see. What's the sitch? What's the sitch? What's the sitch? Oh, something wanted to come out there. I love it. I love it. What's the sitch? What's the sitch? The environment that you're in. Ooh, death and rebirth. This oftentimes comes with healing. When we are healing, we are deconstructing a part of ourselves, a storyline, a chapter, and we're rising up above it, right? And so that's why this Four of Swords is so important to experience, navigating the heartbreak and giving yourself rest. And it's a nest, right? And so it's almost like you're creating this cocoon for yourself in order to be able to do this transformative work. So everything, the whole scenario is healing. This whole scenario is you becoming a newer version of yourself so that you can tap into those potential energies of movement forward, right? Both, right? This is the duality, right, of life, being able to move forward with the acceptance of both. And that's what brings us peace, especially in the times that we're living right now, where there's so much polarity and being pulled in one direction versus another. But the secret to life is really that, is being able to understand both and staying focused, right? Staying focused on what you're creating for yourself. If that's happiness, if that's something tangible, because I see a lot of pentacles here. Or it could just be, a sense of your environment, right? What's your environment? What are you creating for yourself to stay centered, right? To find your groundedness, right? So let's see what your hopes and fears are. What are your hopes and fears? Hopes. Scorpios. Hopes and fears. Hopes and fears. Oh, hopes and fears. Your hopes. 10 of Cups. You want it all. Love, stability, This one has family. This one has just the emotional overwhelmingness, right? Of peace, right? And it could be even like the inner child of you, right? Having this acceptance of you, all parts of you, what you're creating, where you have been, and what you are asking for into your life. I mean, it's hard for you to notice here, but if you ever get a look at this card, let me see if I can bring it closer. There's these lines, they're very faint, but it's almost like this rainbow is calling in all of this abundance. See if I can zoom in a little closer, but there's just a lot of like, and it's like this pulling energy. Like for me, it's feeling like this pulling energy of attracting everything that you're wanting, right? That's your hope. So what are your fears? What are your fears? Fears for Scorpio. What are your fears? Oh, fears, the Hanged Man, feeling stuck again. I mean, the Hanged Man is really gaining perspective, gaining enlightenment. But there's also something about the Hanged Man that sometimes when we gain enlightenment or an understanding of another perspective, there's still an element and the potential of being stuck in that, where you're not really doing anything with it, but just hanging in it. And so she's just kind of hanging in it. There's definitely enlightenment, but she's holding onto her feet. Look, you can, so it's almost like having to hold onto your feet. There's almost this element of like needing to ground the learning, needing to ground. Look at all the symbols at the bottom. All this learning, right, that has helped gain enlightenment. The challenge with the Hangman is to not get stuck in it. To not get stuck in this almighty, like, you gotta ground that shit. Right? Like, oh, I know, right? So the fear is getting stuck in what you know and not doing anything with it. So what's the outcome? What's the outcome for my Scorpios? The outcome for my Scorpios. What is the outcome? The outcome for my Scorpios. Outcome for Scorpios. Outcome. You have Three of Pentacles. Working together, collaboration, right? Putting what you've learned and creating something wonderful, and not just alone, but with other people, right? I mean, ultimately, our 10 of Cups, what we're trying to create, it's always with other people, right? We can't do things alone, right? I mean, you're starting off creating something on your own, but at the end of the day, you got to work with other people, Scorpio. And I know sometimes, Scorpio, you can have a sharp tongue. You can have intense emotions about other people, and just a lot of things can get stirred up for you, right? But that's where embrace the healing of whatever does come your way. Embrace other people. You have the ability to be magnetic, to be charismatic. And so being mindful of how you navigate your interactions with other people, right? Because at the end of the day, you're walking towards staying grounded. You're walking towards your peace, your wholeness, your sense of, hey, I put my heart, whatever was boiling in my heart and creating in my heart and in my head, right? These two things are part of the puzzle, right? You need to ground it. You need to ground what's in your heart, the passion, the ideas, and center it. Make something with it, Scorpios. I love it. Absolutely love it. And so don't forget to hit the like button if this resonated for you. Tell me in the comments. I'd love to know when something does make sense for you. But check out your other zodiac signs too, like your moon, your rising sign, and your north node. I used to do that. If you're not sure what your north node is, it's another part in your birth chart that is, I believe, very, very important. It speaks a lot of learning and lessons and what you are hungry for in life. And so if you're not sure about how to navigate your birth chart, I do have an intro to astrology course available. But yeah, hit the like button if this made sense, share it if it was helpful for you, and join me next time. All right, take care.